Welcome back. In the second video, we have learned the built-in type bool, and it will take the value true and false. We already know value 0 will be interpreted as false, while non-zero values will be interpreted as true. Clearly, using true and false directly is not very useful, so today we're going to talk a bit more about the data type bool. One easy way to generate a bool result is to use relational operators, which try to establish a relationship between two values. There are 6 relational operators in total. Equal to, note that there are 2 equal signs. Not equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, less than, greater than. Here we define and initialize a bool variable flag whose value depends on the equality of I and j. So I and j is coming from the user input. If I equal to j, then flag is true. If I does not equal to j, flag is false. Note that these relational operators can be used with all built-in data types, not just int. And again, it can also be used with a user-defined data type if the class has the corresponding operator overloading functions. With the bool variable, we can easily change the execution path of the program using the if-else statement. Here, if the flag is true, then we will print out a message saying I is equal to j. Because there are 2 statements, we need to include them within the curly brackets. Let's come out the remaining part of the program. Click Edit, Comment, then click Compile and Run. Let's input the first integer, I equal to 10, then the second integer, j equal to 10. Then the program will print out the message 10 is equal to 10 as expected, because the flag will be true here. One common mistake is to use only one equal sign instead of 2 for checking the equality of 2 values. Let's have a look what will happen. Click Compile and Run. Input the first value as 10, second value as 20. We will see 20 is equal to 20, which is unexpected. What happened? So j has a value of 20. It assigns its value to I. So now both I and j will have the value 20. And the whole expression here has a value of 20. Flag is non-zero with a value 20, so it's true. And we will see the message 20 is equal to 20. Let's change it back to equal sign to check the equality of value I and j. Now let's check a more complex if-else statement. First, let's uncomment this part of the code. Edit, uncomment. So what it does is to print out the relationship between I and j, which will be one of these 3. I equal to j, I is greater than j, I is less than j. Note a few things here. A Boolean variable like flag is not used here. This is clearly okay as long as the expression can generate a bool result. The second thing is that there's only one statement for each condition. Hence, we can get rid of the curly brackets if we want, but it is also okay if we want to include them. The third thing is, by comparing this part of the code with the first if statement, we can see the else if and else are optional. Actually, you can have as many else if statements as you want, but only one else at the very end. Let's click Compile and Run. Input the first value 10, second value 20, just as before. And now we can see the program does not print anything from the first if statement, which is expected. It's because the flag is evaluated to false. And then the program will check if I is equal to j, that is not true. And then it goes to else if. Is I greater than j, which is not so true. So it goes to the else. And then the program print out 10 is less than 20. When there are only two conditions, say if we want to get the maximum value of two integers, we can easily do the implementation using the if-else statements, but it will be more convenient to write the code in one line using the ternary operator. For the operator, it has a question mark and a colon. So what it does is to evaluate the logical expression before the question mark first. If it is true, then it will return the expression on the left-hand side. If it is false, it will return the expression on the right-hand side. Let's click compile and run. 10 and 20. We can see the same output as before, plus the new output max value equals 20. We are checking I larger than j, which is false, because I is 10 and j is 20. So it will go to the right hand side of the colon, which is j. J is 20, so value 20 is assigned to max value. Hence, the program will output max value equals 20. The last part we would like to discuss today is about logical operator. So logical operators takes bool arguments and then produce bool results. There are three of them: not, and, or. Here we simply list results to understand how to use them. The first one is not. We already know that flag will evaluate the equality of I and j. So put a not in front of flag will get you the opposite result. The second one is and. The and operator produces a true only if both bool arguments are true. So clearly, in the first case, the AND operator should produce a true. In the second case, it should produce a false. We need to note that the AND operator will be really clever. When it sees the first bool argument is false, then it won't even bother to check the second one, because the second bool argument will not change the results produced by the AND operator. It will always be false because the first one is false. Similarly, for the third logical operator, or, it will produce a false only if both bool arguments are false. So in the first case, you will produce true. In the second case, you will produce a false. And again, if the OR operator sees the first bool argument is true, it won't check the second one, because it knows that it will produce a true in the end. Let's click compile and run. First number 10, second number 20. We will see the new output from this line. Because I does not equal to j, the flag will be false, so we see 0 here. The opposite is 1, which is here. The following 4 is the same as we have just discussed. That's pretty everything we would like to discuss for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.